Story goes that
Story time.
Story goes that in the 1770s, the colonial white man's westward expansion began to encroach on the Native American lands. More than they already did, am I right?
Right. Well, couldn't do any more. By the way, today's episode is not sponsored by Beef Drink Jerky. Feed your wild side. Anyways, back to you.
Wild feed side. The way you've been talking today.
It is not sponsored.
Christ.
But it should be. Call us, please.
Oh.
I just saw it over here. I was like, that'd be perfect.
That's pretty good. Story goes that in the 1770s, I already read all of that. The Native Americans said no mas, and 7 nations of these Native Americans formed a confederacy to fight back against the white man and his expansion into their lands.
Fucking white man.
Damn white straight men.
Oh.
The nations of the Shawnee, Delaware, Wyandot, Mingo, Miami, Ottawa, and Illinois all came together, united to take a stand. Hashtag Unite the 7, 3/15/16.
Unite the 7 was, for people that don't know, a DC reference, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it didn't really happen. So
No, it did not. The Shawnee were the most powerful of these big 7, and so was their leader, Cornstalk.
Stop it. Leave old Cornstalk alone, all right? He'll curse you.
I know. I was trying to keep a straight face, and I saw you in the camera.
Cornstalk.
Look, let me just say it. Native Americans have fantastic names.
They do.
I wish we still named
Yours would be
like
White Wolf.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't know what else called you.
Yours would be Rainbow Man.
Son of a bitch! Why am I Rainbow Man?
Well, because the bars you frequent.
All right. Yeah, I thought I'd at least be like Gingy or something. Gingerbread Man.
In 1774, the Big 7 were ready to be tested. They said, try me, bitch.
Come at me, ho.
The white man had begun moving into the Kanawha and Ohio River valleys, and the 7 nations were prepared for battle. Now, this is the area around somewhere in the close vicinity of West Virginia.
Not so much here or here, but here.
Yes. Around 1,200 warriors, 1,200,
That's a lot of warriors.
showed up to fight for
Don't
their
mind me.
lands. That's okay. He's just busting shit up. Oh.
God, I'm getting annoyed by that thing.
DTS naked and uncut.
It's just constantly pushing my head forward.
I know, that's why I don't
I
have
just
mine.
took my pillow off the back of my chair for those who...
It's not a bill.
can't
It's a
see.
neck rest.
Semantics. I love how I did the quotes for that.
I know, right? So 1,200 of them showed up, rallied together, did any other adjustments you want to make?
That did nothing. Please go. Rally together.
Rallied together, they decided to attack the white settlers in the area across the Ohio River, now called Point Pleasant. But word reached the colonial military of the incoming attack, and they went on the offensive to meet their hostility in kind. Roughly the same amount of troops showed up for to the battle from the colonials, but their firepower by far pushed the odds ever into their favor.
Well, that happens. You're fighting sticks with metal, basically. Right?
Yeah, a projectile metal hurtling through the air.
Called guns.
Fast velocity.
Very fast.
Yes.
Pew, pew.
They did make
Lasers.
that noise. Laser guns. By the end of the bloody conflict, 140-ish colonials were killed, and this was half of the amount of Native Americans that were killed. So they were doubled. I could have just said that instead of doing some math equation.
You're good. You're good. Bravo. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Quick math.
But as they say, time heals all wounds. In the coming years, the feared Cornstalk made peace with the colonials. And in 1777, the British began recruiting and getting the Native Americans all fired up and riled up to help them fight the Americans. They began to persuade the 7-nation confederacy to fight alongside them. Now, side tangent on that. 7-nation confederacy. I read that and wrote that, and I was like, man, I wonder if that was the inspiration for 7-nation army. It was not.
Oh, good story.
Yeah.
It was just a quinky dink.
Yeah.
Riggedy dinky dinky dink, rickety dinky doo. It's Quinky Dink.
It's our Quinky Dink song, folks.
I don't know.
Well, we like to play that every time there's a Quinky Dink.
Quinky Dink. Better.
Dink-a-ding.
Oh, it's better than that one word.
Yep. They began to persuade. But Cornstalk, I even have the cursor over where I needed to pick
It's
up.
okay. It's all right.
But Cornstalk did not want war with the Americans, and neither did a Delaware Nation's chief, Red Hawk. So the pair took the word of what was brewing to the Americans at their fort in West Virginia, Ohio area, to negotiate peace. I wrote that like shit.
It's all right. I love when you call yourself out on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because you cut mine and you leave yours. Cut that out, Lennon. You didn't read it like shit. You read it great.
All right. Well,
or leave it in because I just complimented you and I like to look good. Just kidding.
I like to look good. I need the good press these days. Oh, man. To negotiate peace and to alert them of the shitstorm that was a brewing. I mean, the British had a Brad Paisley, for fuck's sake.
Right? The Brad Paisley is powerful. He does a spell casting of a level 9.
Yeah, he comes out.
In other words, he's a level 9 wizard.
He comes out in a straw hat and he goes, yeah!
I don't know why we made him into a fucking, like, screamer rock band.
Oh my God, the church folks outside are probably like, what the hell's happening over
What
there?
tarnation is going on out there? Apparently they're old prospectors.
Apparently. I live in a prospector mining town.
You said you wanted to buy one. We bought one. Here we are.
I've done it, folks. Notice how nothing's changed? We moved the entire house.
With helicopter.
Oh, we're bringing it all back today.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
So, there Cornstalk and Red Hawk met with the garrison commander, Captain Arbuckle, and told them they did not wish to fight, and Brad Paisley was coming.
So let's just get the characters here. We got Brad Arbuckle, Cornstalk, and Red Hawk.
No. No. His name was not Brad Arbuckle. His name was Captain Arbuckle.
Oh, Captain Arbuckle, Red Hawk, and Cornstalk.
Yep.
And Brad Paisley.
And Brad Paisley.
Forgot about that. He shoots out a gun, too.
Yeah.
With
scheisse. So they
hey, that's shit in German.
It is. They wish to make peace, lest they be forced to fight alongside the Seven against the Americans, who they have now befriended.
Sorry.
That's okay. I kept going for some reason.
It's okay. You're fine. Keep plowing through.
They wish to make peace with them, lest they be forced to fight alongside the Seven.
I just want to finish this sentence, for fuck's sake.
But Cornstalk admitted to Arbuckle that he would permit his men to fight alongside the Confederacy.
I'm sorry, everyone.
You like that name, don't you?
Well, say that line again, and I'll tell you why.
But Cornstalk admitted to Arbuckle.
It's like you're making a fantastical name. The Cornstalk said to Arbuckle. It's like a joke.
It is good. That he would permit his men to fight alongside the Confederacy if the other tribes did so. And Arbuckle said, "Excuse me, what?" and took Cornstalk and Red Hawk and another Native American hostage. His name was another Native American.
Oh. Wait. We got Cornstalk, Red Hawk. It's got to have a name that rhymes with Auk. So.
Oxcord.
White Chalk. There we go.
I got white chalk.
Yeah.
So they took them hostage, the three men. They intended to bargain Cornstalk and the other two for peace. Now let me tell you some shit about Cornstalk. He was the man, the literal shit.
Yeah.
Colonial frontiersmen feared him. Women wanted to be with him. Well, not so much the white women, because, they were afraid of him.
Cornstalk was the man. He had a big Johnson.
Yeah, probably.
No, his assistant's name was Johnson. And he was huge.
Uncharacteristic.
The Rock.
His people and the people of the other nations respected and stood by him. He was a brilliant military tactician, a tremendous fighter, and an even better leader.
A hell of a fire.
Trying to get a joke out, didn't come.
Huh?
So I did it.
Were you talking English there? That's it. You're turning into me.
Oh, fuck. During their time as hostages, the 3 Native Americans were by most accounts treated very well. They were given nice, comfortable sleeping quarters, and Cornstalk even helped the Americans by plotting maps of the area for them.
Oh, how nice of him to help the people that conquered him. I love it.
Yeah, well, by this time, he'd befriended them. He was like, yeah, make love, not war, you know what I mean?
Oh, what a generous...
Where's all the white women?
Come on, let me walk, girls.
On November 9th, Cornstalk's son...
Little Stalk.
No, this one, I wish it was. Ellen Episco came to the fort...
From here on now known as Cornstalk's son, okay?
Little Stalk.
Yeah, little guy, Little Stalk.
Came to the fort to visit his father because apparently if your father's taken hostage, you could just show up and be like, hey, can I see my dad real quick? I just want to say hi to him.
Yeah. You can go in the cell and say hi, too.
Yeah, he was immediately taken hostage. Yeah. The next day, though, gunshots could be heard coming from the area outside of the fort. Soldiers were sent to the area to investigate and discovered that 2 men who had left the fort to go hunting when they were ambushed by a group of Native Americans. One of the soldiers was killed while the other managed to get away. When the deceased soldier's body was returned to the fort, tensions hit a peak, and acting against all orders, a group of soldiers stormed into the area the 4 Native Americans were being held and executed them as revenge for their fallen soldier. Red Hawk scrambled up the chimney before being yanked down and killed. Little Stalk was shot in the stool he was sitting on. Didn't even stand up. The other Native American was strangled to death. But from the moment the door burst open to now, or to all of his fellow comrades getting killed, Cornstalk rose to his feet and stared the men down resolutely. This caused the attackers to stop and pause for a moment before attacking, as they were unsure of how confident and brave he was. But nevertheless, after the first 3 were dispatched, they shot Cornstalk 8 times, and he fell to the floor and uttered the now famous curse, staring his attackers dead in the eyes. I was the borderman's friend. Many times I have saved him and his people from harm. I've never warred you, but only to protect our wigwams and lands. I refuse to join your pale-faced enemies with the redcoats. I came to the fort as your friend, and you murdered me. You have murdered by my side my young son. For this, may the curse of the Great Spirit rest upon this land. May it be blighted by nature. May it even be blighted in its hopes. May the strength of its peoples be paralyzed by the stain of our blood. So,
it's never a good thing.
No. Over the next 200 years, Cornstalk's curse would be blamed for many incidents in the area.